Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of OilTown here in City Skylines 2, where we have finally solved the flooding issue. Yeah, right, Seniac. Where did this come from last episode? Oh my goodness me. Guys, welcome back to another episode right now where apparently I'm still being flooded. I have no idea where this has come from. We've all seen it, guys. I've done nothing to warrant this. So we have a little bit of an issue that we're going to try and solve. Now, we're also going to take care of the death care today. I finally figured out why this is doing what this is. And I'm going to look towards connecting up new oil lanes with a subway line. I might be thinking, or you might be thinking I'm a little bit crazy for doing this, but I have a very good reason. Now, if you are enjoying this series, guys, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Right, I'm going to quickly pause the game for just a quick second right now. Now, we are being flooded, but I don't think this is an issue. You might be wondering, Seniac, I beg to differ. You can see it's all overloaded here. It's kind of falling down the hill. It's all kind of backed up down here as well. I don't think this is an issue. I think, personally, this is the fallout from what happened over here. Now, remember I placed the water source down? It overloaded and went down the hill. Remember that, guys? We all remember that boo-boo, right? Well, I think that is just basically the water that went to the left, and it's finally managed to navigate its way through all of here, got to the dam. Obviously it gets backlogged by the dam, it only lets a certain amount of water through, and the only escape for it is to go down this way. So I think once this passes, the issues should then subside. I think it's just literally the wave that came this way. That's what I'm hoping, guys. That is what I'm hoping right now, and we shall see. Now, the reason I say that as well is because it was over here. It slowly pushed through. Oh, my goodness me. I hate the flooding right now. I really do. So, I'm just going to leave it for a minute. It is slowly seeping down the hill. Very, very slowly right now. But I feel like it's just the other opposite direction from the flooding that went that way. It just took a while to get over here. Anyway, guys, welcome back to another episode. I also want to take a look at this brand new area that we built in the last episode. We are waiting for a lot of the ground pollution to kind of disappear so we can ultimately, guys, building this area. I have noticed at times these junctions here can become overloaded. Not too much, but it's mainly down to the fact that it is the main connection from this side to that area. So I might create the odd overpass or two just to kind of create some alleviation in these junctions. Now, it's not bad. It's nothing bad anyway because we don't really have that many vehicles to cause much traffic. But it just kind of enables the flow a bit better. A bit of an uninterrupted flow, might I add. So I'm going to create our first one here. Now these roads, this junction there does not align to that junction very well. So we're going to have to create a complex curve, boys. So if I grab the road here, and what we're saying, we go up by, is 10 too much? I mean, it's always too much. Let's be honest, guys. It's always too much. Now, I don't know if that is too much of a complex curve. Let's just see how this plays out. So if I went, and if I get rid of all the snapping for a second. Bam, bam. Bam. Is that too weird? I'm not sure if that's too weird or not. I don't know. The jury's still out on this one, guys. The jury is still out on this one. We're going to create one down here as well. I like the little wiggles that we do on this. It actually looks kind of cool, I'm not going to lie. Right, from here, we're going to bring this out a little bit. I've still got the complex curve on, I've just realised. And I'm going to bring you out to here. And, oh, that's not on the ground, is it? All right, let me quickly sort that out to be on the ground, and then we'll do a complex curve then here. Right, I'm gonna have to anarchy this one in just for the sake of being able to get it through and under the highway system just here. It kind of does dip down, which is quite dramatic. So I've just created 2 to begin with, and we'll see what happens. It will, I mean, there's not that much pressures anyway, but you can kind of see this is the most amount of traffic I've ever had in OilTown. And I'm already getting a little bit nervous. So we've got a few additional connections right now just to kind of overpass them in. If they use it, it's entirely up to them. It is entirely up to them. Right, is this water now subsiding yet? We've got a hearse garage right there taking it. Talking about the hearses right now, let's take a look at this area. So, it turns out, and I'm very foolish about this, but the reason is not more vehicles. The reason is capacity. I do not have enough processing speed. I'm an idiot. How did I just not realize this? How did I just not realize this, guys? So in the grand scheme of things, you can see the districts that we're working with. It's mainly this one here and this one here. So this one has the crematorium from there. And then this one has the crematorium, and it has a cemetery as well from here. So we're going to give them a secondary option. Okay, we are going to give them a secondary option. Now, it's not the vehicles we discovered, it's the processing capacity. So I could have all these vehicles and it really just doesn't matter. It honestly just does not matter. Now, right, let's see. Let's see what we can do and where we could potentially place them. Now, how big is the building, first and foremost, for the crematorium? It's actually a reasonable size. So if I implemented it, for example, here, one just there, for example, and then we come to edit this, and we add the additional incinerator, we add the storage, we give it the operating district of here, first and foremost, and then we add a couple of vehicle connections to it. So it already has, by me adding these vehicles on, room for 15, now 20. I think 20 is going to be enough, right? I mean, there's always room to add a few more in. But if I just go with them for now, this is a little bit of a placeholder on these areas. And then do the same for this vicinity over here. So if I was to throw one in, for example, if I put it just here, right? And we add the additional stuff to it. Operating district to be there, and then add a couple additional garages on. So I'm adding 2 on, which gives us again 20 capacity, but I'm more interested in the processing that it can do. That's what I'm more interested in about. So with the extra capacity in these 2 vicinities, I want to see if it completely clears it. Now, if these take up the slack of what these do, it will give these more room, thus more bodies can be collected and processed. Yeah, I'm hoping that's now going to solve my issues. What's going on over here right now? There is a condemned building. Well, we delete that condemned building, boys. We delete it right now. Anybody want to use my new roads? Nobody? Nobody want to... Fine. What's also handy as well, it also creates a walkway for residents. So, at the moment, they don't have any subway lines that access this area. The subway lines are pretty much down here. Now, what it could allow me to actually do is to create a small bus loop to collect people from this area and bring them to the subway line. Now, I'm going to do a rogue bus line here right now, boys. A rogue bus line. There to there. It's going to turn up here to go to here. It's going to make its way down here. Just a simple loop. Just a simple loop, guys. And it just kind of brings this area to this area and allows the passengers or the residents to access the subway line or come from the subway line to over here. At least that's what I'm hoping for. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Right, is this now starting to kind of settle down? You can see no new flooding coming in. Well, at least I think there's no new flooding coming in. This is downhill. I think it just takes time for it to kind of settle. I think it does. So I'm just going to leave it for now. Because if I'm right, it will eventually disappear. That's only if I'm right, though. If I'm not right, that's never going away. It's never going away. Right. These haven't been going long enough yet to receive any bodies, but vehicles are out and about doing their thing. Now, I want to take a look over here right now at New Orleans. Do they also need to... What's the processing over here like? It says 210 out of 140. Is that because there's too much? I get confused with these numbers. I really do. But we should maybe add in an additional one somewhere. I mean, over there was perfectly, perfectly fine in this vicinity. Right. Right. Let me just drop one here for just a second. Add what I need to add onto it. Just to give us that additional capacity right there. Right. They'll be happy with this. They'll be happy with this right now. So, what I wanted to do in New Orleans, I asked you guys a few episodes ago whether I should connect New Orleans up to my subway network. Some of you like, nah. And a lot of you guys like, yes, Seniac, you might as well. You have the money. If this is a real nation, they would invest in the infrastructure of their citizens. And I'm like, okay, fine. I get it. But rather than extending a line, we're going to create a new line so it adds more capacity to said line. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to see the line itself. It's very difficult to now see public transportation lines. Can I view you? How do I view... No, it's very difficult to see lines at this point. I don't know how you can get like a better view, but we have a subway stop which ends there, and that red line goes all the way down to there, so it's super long, okay? It is super long. Now, I've got to figure out, if I run a new line from over here, which will connect to that end station there, how far do I want it to run? Now, the further I run it, the more capacity it puts not only on the line, but the more lines it crisscrosses with to ultimately give us that great connectability. I reckon I probably go as far as here. Not to take the wind out of any of the other transportation lines. That's what I reckon I do. Now, if I'm to implement a line over here, we kind of want to do multiple stops, right? So, it would be nice to have an underground station around here somewhere. Somewhere where it's also capable of utilizing the crisscross with the airport. But then again, we've got industry over here, which they will also probably find beneficial. I do also have buses, so let's not forget about the buses. Right, let me turn anarchy off at this point. I'm having my first stop there. It's only a short walking distance. We have buses here as well. I don't want to take too much away. And then I'm going to implement the last one just there, near the crisscross of the passenger harbour. And it's in the heart of these vicinities. So now, let's get these connected. So if I bring you, for example, just to there for a hot min. Bring you all the way up to, let's just go there. And then we need to find the bend. So that is a 158. 160. That's as good as. It's as good as. Now, I've got to run this all the way down. I might be required to buy some extra tiles, which is just there. Interesting. So how much is this tile going to cost me? One tile. Oh, it's only 120,000. It's probably because there's nothing there. It's probably because there's nothing there at all. And then bring this all the way in. All right, we're going to have issues in just a mo. All right, build it in stages. There we go. And we're running this all the way. What's my current depth right now? 40. So I'm going to bring it slightly up. Where's the snapperoonie there? There. We'll just go straight into it. Right, that gives us a connection. Wow. This is wild, guys. We've invested so much cash, dollar, moolah, ka-ching right now into building and extending our subway line to reach New Orleans. Are we crazy right now? Yes. Yes, we are. Let me pause for a minute. So if we went here and then went all the way down... hold on. Which side of the subway line am I running them on? The right-hand side. Fair enough. Same what we do in the buses and all that jazz. Where is it? It's here, isn't it? Yeah. Bam, just there. We're coming right in. And we'll have a connection just there. So you could argue I'm putting then now too much capacity or too many trains on the line. And we're over capacity. You could argue that. Or actually, I could just make it stop there. Harbour to harbour. That means they don't need to use the harbour then, do they? I don't want to make it go too far where it completely, you know, takes the wind out of some of the other lines. I still want to use some of the other lines. And the longer I make it, the more trains it does put on the line as well. So let's just keep it simple. Keep it simple, boys. There we go. Now, do we have enough trains coming out of this? Vehicles in use, currently 10. So I've got room for 5 more. My new subway line is going to take 4 vehicles. It is quite a far distance, so I do need a couple of them. Don't get me wrong. And then we should see these... there we go. Ones are spawned in right now. Be on the way. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Right, are you now... I gotta stop looking at this right now because we all know it's not going anywhere. How are you doing, Dan? How are you doing? 24 megawatts. It shows us that we are still overloaded in the back end of it. Okay. We are so flooded up here as well, aren't we? Water is flowing out, though. It is flowing out. So it just could be because the city is now a certain size where the game does slow down. So simulation and stuff like water is super slow. So it just takes a little bit of time right now. Right, the death issues have slowly surpassed. Not sure if that is... Oh, we've collected a few bodies over here. Not bad, not bad, not bad. We got garbage issues? Hold on. You're telling me we have garbage issues right now? Right. How? My garbage facilities over here. Processing. I mean, look at the amount of vehicles. I mean, granted, it is a really, really far way away to get over here. It could just be a case of waiting for the vehicles to make their appearance. You can see the garbage trucks are out and about in full force. That building is red, though. What's going on with over there? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. But these guys now have access to the metro line, the subway line, which now gives them full access to anywhere within OilTown instantly. So they're going to love that, aren't they? They really are going to love that right now. Oh, these subway stations now in shadow. How's the other one? This is actually starting to look pretty good as well. We've got no high density demand. The other one is just here, isn't it? Anybody utilizing it? Anybody on the way down right now? There's 2 passengers waiting, about to be a 3rd passenger before you know it. We have a lot of... Oh, see, now we've grown the population so big, my unemployment is slowly starting to shoot up. It is starting to shoot up, boys. We can now get the remainder of the office zoning in here, by the way, that we were doing in small little stages. There we go. That was just so we didn't get such big, tall skyscrapers being built in. They are now built. I mean, how many jobs do they provide each? 95 on that one? 101, 87. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. That is actually pretty good. Right. A lot of issues are now dying down. Water is still seeping down, though. So this, it truly is quite high, isn't it? A lot of buildings here are now completely water damaged. Do you think we should take a look at this and maybe do something about it? So if I take this height here, I'm going to kind of roughly build a dam. I'm going to smoothen this off, don't worry. But I'm going to build a little bit of a land dam right now, okay? And what that's going to do is stop the water from just simply flowing into the area. Now, granted, there's a few little gaps where it can seep through, and it will slightly rise, but I'm trying to push it down. But down here is just as bad, isn't it? It's just as bad. It's not being able to kind of be swept under the rug as easy as once before. And that's just a case of there's so much flow coming down, it just can't push it out to the ocean quick enough to the point where it's now being overloaded. Now, we do have water sources down here, but they've always been here. They've always... Do you know what? I'm going to get rid of this one. Right-click to remove it. But I never added any of these, like, recently. They've been there for, like, 20 episodes, I feel like, right now. It's ever since I messed around with this. So, we'll see. We'll now see where that pushes back, and I'll smoothen this down anyway, but it's nice to have a little bit of a lip. So it should now move some of the water elsewhere. I have reduced the flow in this area from that water source, and you can kind of see it slowly retreating. We've just seen it there, slowly going. It's now slowly going there. So it might help us out. We just gotta wait for then what's further down the river to kind of sort itself out. So just give that a minute or two and we'll come back and kind of smoothen the edge off. There is a crash on the road here right now. Oh, did I just see a truck? Oh, a couple of vehicles using my overpass right now. Nice. Did any people walk over it? Yes. There is people walking over it, so it is handy for some people. What about the other one? Anybody using this? Oh, the buses are using it. Anybody walking it, though? One person about to walk up right now. Interesting. Very interesting. The death has subsided. I don't know why this building's complaining about garbage piling up right now. This is a signature building, by the way. Wait, how many people live in there? 855? That is a wild amount of people. That really is, isn't it? That is a wild amount of people right now. So, these little improvements hopefully are going to be working. There's less buildings now flooding here. Could we be oh so confident in smoothing now this off? Or do you reckon it's way too soon? Let me soften. So I'm going to try and keep the mound a bit, because it does work in our favor. Alright, there we go. You see we've still got a bit of the mound. Now, it might flood again, which we don't mind, but we've got a bit of a bigger barrier. I think it just shows right now the water is slowly subsiding. Because all the buildings are now slowly bouncing back. Slowly. Very slowly, boys. Very slowly right now. Very slowly. But we are getting there. We are getting there. No problemo. No problemo. But deleting that water source anyway, that was just there. I don't know how it's going to change the river down here, but with less water flowing down, this should then... I mean, this is not causing much of an issue apart from there. But that should then, with time, slowly dissipate. Okay, so... I don't know if enough time is now passed for us to see what's going on this line. Wow, 384 passengers. Wow. That's a lot of people. There's 30 passengers waiting there. There's 2 passengers waiting there. I think a train is not long, just pick some people up. Now, it will help out a lot of the stations. Where's the one here, by the way? There. Will help a lot of the stations just down this line in general with movement. As it's able to kind of pick up a little bit more of a backlog of people. Because there's a lot of people waiting here as well. So we're able to get like multiple trains coming in and multiple lines picking up multiple people. But that is a very busy stop, isn't it? It's on one of the main runs directly right down to the harbour as well. It makes sense why that's so busy. It really does. It really does right now. Damn, son. So, death care is looking pretty good. This is now reducing the amount of bodies it has in storage, which is really good to see. Really good to see. So we don't need that many vehicles. We just need more storage in the buildings and building more buildings. This is always complaining about garbage. What else can I do to help you, you fool? Recycling. I mean, I could put some little pockets down, but it means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. Garbage trucks on the way, little subway. I love looking at the subway trains skadoodling in. It's quite a busy road, this, isn't it? It is quite a busy road. They have great access over here. Processing is good. It's just the long drive that some of the vehicles got to do. It's just one of the downsides to having my garbage so far away. That is literally the biggest downside to having the garbage placed so far away right now. But this building always complains. There's not really... I don't know what else I can do about it. I don't know whether it's bugged out or something. It complains, then it doesn't complain, then it complains for ages, and then it doesn't complain. We finally picked up the garbage over there, which is all good. So I think we should kind of low-key stop stressing. Right, so our public transportation lines then. Already, my brand new line has 11% of people utilising it. Now, this line... Whoa, where does this line go? Now, this is my subway line that goes round and then goes towards the industrial area. But also goes all the way up to here, right? So from there, we're down to the industrial area. That seems to not have a lot of people utilising it. But I know these stops here pick up a lot of people because of the airport. So I feel like someone's telling porcupines right now. I honestly feel like someone's telling porcupines. Okay. Okay. I see. Is water now slowly evaporating in this area? I'm not too sure, but it's no longer overspilling, which is good. The waterfall down here is getting less and less. This has gone from... This is still producing the same amount of megawatts at the moment. At the moment, he says. So I think this will solve it. I think we're going to be okay. I honestly feel like we are going to be okay. We still have a little bit of a lake over there, which is kind of funny as well. Whoa! How did you get over there? I've had a delivery van do some major reckless driving right now. Holy moly. Right, what's going on over here then? We need... Waiting for a hearse. Are these not working to their full potential? It's just a case of waiting for a vehicle to get over there, right? I think that's literally all it is. How's the airport doing these days? You doing good, guys? You doing good? There's a lot of goods stored locally, isn't there? There really is. There really is. So, with those brand new offices built, with all these brand new people moving in, officially, my unemployment is at 13%. And with all these new people comes the need for more education. Now, is that an issue? One of the issues is small homes. How do you make bigger homes? That's what I want to know. How do we officially make bigger homes? Right, let me see what I can throw you in. Right, I'm going to drop one just here. Actually, I'm going to do 2 together just there. Because we're going to bulk around this area in general anyway. I'm just going to do it on the junction. So that gives us a little bit more capacity. Now we can like access over here via the subway system. It just kind of becomes a whole lot easier at this point. And we're going to implement 2 here. Now this is in like a low density area, which eventually will no longer become low density. So I'm just kind of preempting it right now with some educational spots. And that puts us into capacity. We're now fairly into capacity for quite a lot, so we could take on quite a lot more students at this point. We've got an extra 4,400 capacity for students. Amazing. Absolutely amazing right now. We'll take it. We will take it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Right. This is definitely going to fix itself. Do not worry anymore, guys. Do not worry anymore. It will eventually fix itself. It's just a very, very slow simulation at this point. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. We've enabled more capacity for death care. We probably do need to figure out this garbage issue. I mean, that building's okay now. But these ones over here have been complaining for quite some time. We are going to have to build some more locally. I said when I built that island over there that it was always going to be an issue. I said from the moment I built it, and I was willing to accept the issue. But it would be nice to have 0 complaints going on. Right, what's the remainder of my signature buildings for residential? I feel like these little buildings right now, I'm going to, because we're going to replace this whole area over here, why don't we just throw these 2 down there. The condo building goes just there. Add them within this slight little area. And then we have this big Rubik's, I think that's what it's called, apartment style. It's a very, very intimidating building. It's like a tower. It's like a really fat tower. That's literally what it is, like a really fat tower. It does provide 144 households, though, so, you know, put some respect on that fat tower's name, boys. But now my issues are happening. Now, because we've reduced the water flow from a distance, it looks like there's not that much water now going through here. Tis a shame. Tis a shame. Right, rebuild. There we go. See how long that lasts before it gets destroyed again. We can rebuild you. We can now rebuild you. And then the rest is just residential that will automatically rebuild itself. Very good. Very good. Okay. Sweet, mate. Absolutely sweet, mate. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And how many people are now waiting? So how many people on that subway train there? 390 people are the train now coming in. I wonder if they all get off here. Train's coming in now as we speak. Wow, okay. Over 300 people just got off. So we're about to see a lot of people now walk out. Now, where's the closest bus stop? I think it's down there, isn't it? Hold on. Yeah, one set just there. The next one is, oh, just further up the road. So I wonder how many of them actually like crisscross to the bus stop, or are they just going to walk to where they need to get to? You can tell it's slow simulation because I'm in fast forward mode right now, and they're just walking as if it's in play mode. Hello everybody, how are you doing? My citizens, my very, very rich citizens of this utopia of OilTown, living on the beautiful island of New Orleans, which still needs to be finalized. Wow, look how little residential growth we've got right now, or demand. That's crazy to even see. Right, offices. I feel like we could go slightly crazy again with the offices. If I build them like this, I can come back and then zone them all in. That makes sense? I can just go whoop, and they're all then pretty much done. So small little ones. Oh, was I doing freeze? Oh, I was doing freeze. So I've got some very, very small ones now being built. That'll be fine. You can see from the size of the old skyscrapers. And we've still got a little bit of commercial demand, which will fill that up with commercial. Fill you up with commercial. Bit of commercial either side of that residential building. Fill you up as well. Trying to see where it kind of makes sense. Fill all that up there, and we'll throw in a little bit just here as well. Finalize those areas, boys. Finalize those areas. And that spends, the demand is dwindling at this point, right, boys? Proper dwindling right now. So, last little bit of the flooding right now is left. You can see the shoreline here. So this water's slowly dropping, which is good. That's real good right now. You can see the edges of it a lot more prominent on that one side. So we get in there. I feel like we have slightly solved all that. Now, the bus routes. Is this the new bus route that I literally just create? Are you turning down? Where do you yeah, you turn. Yes, it is the blue one. How busy does this bus line become? There's a couple of passengers on it, so it's handy for some, so I'll take that. If it's handy for some, I'll take it. I've only got room for one more subway train coming out, so you need to pay attention to that. Do you reckon this is kind of taking a little bit of a flooding because of all the water seeping down? I reckon it could be. Yeah, I think it could be. But yeah, I would say we've confidently solved the flooding issue. What are the long-term effects, though? Will the water slowly get drained from this basin a lot more? I don't know. Most likely, yes, but I don't know. We will kind of have to see. How long will this little lake over here be there for? I kind of now like it, and it's now part of a feature. We'll see about that. But OilTown is looking glorious. I think we need to start thinking about invading the claiming, building on some other islands. Yes. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So goodbye.